What's up, y'all? It's your boy Zach here. Welcome back to another episode of The Breakdown. And today's film we have is Antwone Fisher. It stars Denzel Washington, Derek Luke, Joy Bryant, Corey Hodges, Viola Davis, Sally Richardson, Yolanda Ross, Kevin Connolly, Earl Billings, Novella Nelson, Sung Kang, and Leonard Earl House. This was a great film based upon it's a true story about Antwone Fisher, a man who was born in a correctional facility, I think in I forgot what state it was. I want to say it was like Illinois, and he never knew his mother. She was in prison. She was pregnant with him while she was in prison, and then he ended up, and his father was murdered by his ex-girlfriend, and then he ended up getting out, going to foster care, and was just totally abused by his foster mother and the woman that she had living at her house. You know what I'm saying? She used to beat them, you know, almost threatened to set him on fire, you know, make him feel bad about who he was. And then the woman living in the house, she was a little bit younger than the older woman that was actually taking care of him. She used to molest him, and it just totally messed him up. And he ended up going into the Navy and ended up just getting into fights with his fellow Navy men, and then he ended up having to go see Denzel Washington for therapy, and he was trying to help him as best as he could with his issues. And he slowly but surely started to open up to him, and you know, he got really close to him and his family. And then he ends up going on this journey with this lovely young woman that he meets named Cheryl to find his own family. And it was just a beautiful journey of a young man healing from trauma and pain. You know, obviously I mentioned all the things that he had been through before. And he was just hurt and just angry and lashing out. And, you know, him being molested as a young child is the reason why he was a virgin all the way up until the point where he was 24 years old. He was 24 years old, you know, the same age as me. And he was still a virgin because he was so just messed up and just so traumatized from the woman molesting him as a child. He said, you know, she put, you know, her tongue in his mouth, and, you know, he ended up throwing up. You know, he hated it. And then he ended up running out the door and going down the street to his best friend's house. And then one day his foster mother kicked him out the house. He went to, you know, back to the orphanage. They sent him to a reform school, and then he ended up